Motorcycle Men.
I went to Brooklyn on Saturday night.
On purpose? On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose. And
On a bike?
no.
Oh.
And
He's not that dumb.
it was a buddy of mine's.
There's a butt in your what?
A buddy of mine's wife's birthday.
Okay.
And we did some bar hopping, and one of the places we went to was called the Booby Trap. And
Go ahead.
what a phenomenal time that was. There was like sarcasm upon sarcasm just painted all over this place. And so I took a couple pictures. One of my favorite things that I saw there was they have this display in the corner. So if you're facing the bar, it's like the top left corner.
Right.
And they call it their shitty Yelper of the month. And they take their name and their profile picture from Yelp,
Yeah.
and they frame it, and they have a sign pointing to it that says "fuck this dick bag." And I was like, man, if that isn't the funniest shit. I was like, man, if more places.
I love places like that in New York City, man. There's just so much character.
That's funny.
Places
That's
in New York
awesome.
City have so much character.
I was like, man, that's awesome.
Tim, could you turn this up a little bit, please?
Again? Is that up? Is that up?
It's cranked all the way. It's all the way up.
The fuck up!
I can always count on that, man.
Yeah.
Easy. I love it.
Awkward.
Yes.
We don't nearly use that one enough. I did not know that was an option.
Yep. I'll start using it more.
We gotta get. You have an iPhone?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, let's get him the app, and then plug him in also, so you can use it. Do you have an iPad by any chance?
No.
No. Do you have anything?
No.
Oh.
We're lucky I have an iPhone, to be honest with you. I don't have a computer. I don't have a laptop. I don't have an iPad.
How do you function?
I don't need that stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
I have that app, actually. No, I don't know. I mean, anything. For the stuff that I do on a daily basis, I don't really need a computer. And then for the stuff that I really need one for, it's usually work stuff, so I use it at work.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Oh, you don't have a computer at home? No?
All right. No.
He's off the grid.
He's off the grid.
No. He's got a phone, so he's not really off the grid. You're never really off.
They know
You're
that.
not off the grid anymore.
Yeah, they just found out that I don't have a laptop because they were listening to this guy.
Yeah, exactly. So tap his phone more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You had to touch it, right?
Yeah.
That always makes me giggle. All the conspiracy theorists all talking about blah, 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 or why you can't do this. I'm like, dude, you got a cell phone.
Well, here's the
they
thing.
can locate you up to a foot.
Well, what's even better is even if that guy doesn't have a cell phone, he's around enough people that do
Exactly.
that they're
Yeah.
still listening to what you're talking
Exactly.
about.
Check 1, 2. Am I loud enough? Am I loud enough? Am I loud enough? Am I loud enough?
I
Am
can hear you.
You can?
I
Good.
can.
All right, fine, good.
Is that better?
I love it.
Yes. And hello, boys and girls. This is the Motorcycle Men podcast. And I am Ted here in the V2N Cafe in that corner booth in sunny downtown Cranford, New Jersey, where it's always 180 degrees.
And very humid.
And extremely humid.
Mm-hmm.
I am here in the V2N Cafe with Brother Tim. Buck 2, that is. And Chris the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, with Justin Shoes.
Get the fuck up.
Is there something wrong with you today, Ted?
No, why?
You're very slow.
I am a little slow today. I'm just
You're like,
sorry.
hey, this is the motorcycle man. And this is Justin over there.
I'm sorry.
He's on Quaaludes.
Quaaludes just kicked in.
Quaaludes. What is this? 1979.
For him, he's not here yet.
Yeah.
Quaaludes.
All right.
Do they even call them that anymore? Quaaludes.
Well, I guess I don't even know what the hip word is these days for that. What is that?
Well, Quaaludes, I believe back they were called downers, or I don't even know what probably muscle relaxers for all we know.
I don't even know if they still make them, honestly.
I don't know. This is episode number 162.
Awkward.
That's 162.
We're going to get so much use out of that. It's going to be in the title.
That's good.
It's going to be in the title.
Awkward.
Awkward, yeah.
Awkward. Slow Ted awkward. Got it. All right, how you guys been? All right.
We're doing.
This is going to be now. If we can keep that pace up with
Yeah.
the sound effects, we're going to be great.
Yeah.
Good. We got to keep that pace up.
It's like having a fifth person.
It is. I'm telling you, it's so important. I know it pisses a lot of people off, but that's about the way I feel right now. Really.
I feel good. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
I feel good.
Well, you got plenty of reason. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
If you guys have been tuning up, I just had an interview with Larry Marsher of the V-Twin blog. You guys remember Larry, our good friend from the V-Twin blog. He was live from Sturgis when I had the interview with him.
Oh, nice.
A lot of cool stuff was going on out there, and he had a chance to ride a lot of the great new bikes that are coming around.
Oh, I
And,
bet you the test rides out in that area must
Oh
be
my God,
fucking
freaking nuts,
gorgeous.
man. Yeah. He actually bought himself a new bike. He got himself an Indian thing,
Oh.
Roadmaster.
Wow, that's a big bike.
And he really likes the was it the Triumph Bobber? He liked the Triumph Bobber a lot. I think it was the Triumph Bobber. And I also had an interview with Drew Faulkner of the Motor Adventurer blog, and Drew was telling me about his Triumph that it's a scrambler, and he's been doing all kinds of things that he shouldn't be doing with it. He's been doing adventure bike things with it, which is pretty cool. And I also interviewed Lemmy from Revzilla.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about why Harleys leak, and also we talked about the new bikes.
Is he the one that did that article?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was quite informative. Smart guy, really smart guy. He's a really funny dude.
Yeah,
too.
he's knowledgeable.
He knows his stuff. It was great. Really great stuff. So let's get into it, Tim. Let's go to the four corners of the round octagon table. You guys didn't get that round octagon table. I'm a little faster than you guys.
Who's on the head?
Yeah. So Tim, what's new? Anything motorcycle related?
Nothing.
Are you going to do anything motorcycle related?
I have no money to do nothing.
We're going to find you.
I look at them as they drive by.
We are going to, and you ride them on PUBG.
Huh? Yes, I do.
Awkward.
Did you get the Facebook group thing that I added you to? There's like a New Jersey, New York, PA Harley for sale page that
No,
I added you to a couple
Did you?
days ago. Yeah.
If you send him an email, he'll read it sometime next year.
Yes.
Did you send me email or no?
Yeah, he doesn't do emails,
I
dude.
did like a Facebook.
At least he doesn't answer ours.
So I have to check.
Yeah. Because I was looking through it the other day and I saw a bike and I wanted to show it to you, and I realized it was a closed group, so I added you to.
Did you ever do a carrier pigeon? Might want to try that.
Yeah.
He might say, "Why
Wait a
is it?"
second. You're talking about the guy with no technology to the guy who
So
has
then it
every
would be- and
technology.
He sounds like he's doing far better. What does that tell you?
No, you see, he cares. I don't.
Well, I'll see. Now, see, if you had used the carrier pigeon,
Right.
Tim would go like, "Why is there a pigeon on my porch?" And then he would go out there and look at it. And he's, "Oh, there's a note." And the pigeon's going, "This is for you."
Yeah. Facebook group.
That's it. So,
Yeah, check your email.
damn it, Chris, you been doing any riding?
Well, yeah. I thought again, going to work every day.
Way to go, Schnuzzy.
Sorry, I just need. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Let me get to wipe that off the wall. So, Chris, did you do any riding? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes?
I've been,
Anything spectacular?
No, nothing spectacular.
Nothing? Just around town?
Around out.
Out? Define out.
Nothing spectacular. Usual shit.
So, nothing spectacular, just out.
Down the shore.
You went down the shore? Oh, yeah, you came by us, right? For cousin Johnny's party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we rode through the darkness on the way back.
Yeah, it's funny, like going down there and riding
hitting
down
the
it.
rain-
What
hitting the
area
rain.
is that?
It's Howell.
Howell? Yeah.
Some people call it Howell, Alabama.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's funny, like how much I've ridden down there and didn't realize that that's where he lives.
How much you've ridden down there?
How much? How?
Yeah. So,
This is a punny day.
That's-
yeah, it was pretty it was
Buckle up,
pretty good.
folks.
It was great. It was great. It was a cool ride. Got some cool back roads going in back there.
I didn't do much riding this weekend.
Yeah.
Everything kind of went right out the fucking window with that.
Why did you find your pillow again?
Yes. Exactly. And then yesterday I was working on the car all day.
Yeah. How about you, Justin? What's new with as if we didn't know?
yeah.
Well, let me do me first, but
Yeah.
let's do me first.
Yeah.
No, let's not.
It's a little forward.
Yeah, a little bit. I've just been doing some just commuting, really. I just just a little ride Chris and I did, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think I've got in this past week. I've got about 400 miles in. That's about it. Not a lot.
Still more than me.
Yes, it is. So, Justin, your turn now.
Okay.
I know you had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
You're very busy.
I am very busy, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. As far as riding, mine's kind of similar to his. I've been doing it, but nothing spectacular. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. That we had the unveiling of the 19s.
Yes.
We had our scavenger hunt this past weekend.
Did you find anything?
Well, I had to work it, so I didn't
Damn
get to
you.
ride it. But it's actually a really cool event.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens is there's this charity organization called the 200 Club,
Hmm?
and what they do is they raise money for families of first responders. So, say there was a first responder that ended up dying in the line of duty, that sort of thing. The money that we raise goes to those families to help
Okay.
offset the costs and that sort of thing. So basically, what the scavenger hunt is you sign up at our dealership,
Mm-hmm.
and we give you a list, and you can have up to 6 people on your team, and you have 3 hours. It's time stamped from when you sign up and leave, and you have to end up at our other dealership, and the list has varying items that you have to get pictures in front of. So there's some strategy to it as far as knowing kind of where you need to ride to
Right.
and what you need to do.
Kind of like the Motorcycle Podcasters Challenge
It's
almost.
very, very similar,
Yeah.
except it's 3 hours.
Nah, not 3 weeks.
Right. And it's very cool. So then all these different places donate different things to create these baskets, and then depending on the amount of points you've got,
Mhm.
determines how many tickets you get,
Yeah.
and then you put them in the baskets, and then a lot of people end up leaving with something. So not only do you get a chance to ride your motorcycle, you get a chance to raise money for a really good cause, and it's something different.
Cool.
Something fun.
Wow.
So that was Sunday.
So you had the dealer meeting also.
We had the dealer meeting.
How'd that go? Was that good? Exciting?
It was exciting for those that went.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
No, it's exciting for everybody. It's always cool because it's all year long, especially with the internet the way it is now. The forums are always a buzz with, what ifs and I heard
Mhm.
this and that sort of thing. So you're always kind of waiting for that next year to see what's real, what's not, what's legitimate,
Yeah.
and especially as you get into the couple weeks, approaching when the new models come out.
Yeah.
That's when it really starts to build excitement because you're like, in 2 weeks, I'm going to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So, really cool stuff. It's cool that the FXDR was a total surprise. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little
Yeah,
bit.
we are. It was pretty cool because I did get a chance to watch the dealer meeting. I was on YouTube.
Mhm.
I was able to watch it. I wasn't really super excited because we already knew what was coming, and it
Yeah.
kind of just basically just reiterated everything that we already knew. But I thought it was pretty cool that they actually brought out a lot of that cool stuff.
What was new for this year in comparison to previous years is they made major announcements like 2 weeks before the dealer meeting,
Yeah.
which is something that they've never really done. Normally, Harley is very, very tight-lipped until the dealer meeting.
Right.
So, for whatever reason they chose to do it, I don't know. But,
Well, I guess the cat was out of the bag, so they had to,
oh, maybe that's
Buzz. Maybe they wanted to create more buzz.
And
Yeah,
they
I mean,
did.
who
They
knows?
certainly did.
Well, sure. I mean, it was definitely big. I mean, we didn't know about the DR coming out until the day of.
That's awesome.
You know, it's not like I wasn't telling you guys that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first
First of many, I guess.
the first new bike to be
Yeah.
out sooner than later.
It's out now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
out
yeah.
now.
Well,
All right.
yeah,
We'll
so-
go get into it. Hey, Surf and Summit Motorcycles is sponsoring the Motorcycle Men podcast, and that's what we're brought to you by today. Maine and New Hampshire's newest motorcycle retail and tour company, Surf and Summit, offers Harley-Davidson Big Twins and Suzuki V-Stroms for rent at a reasonable price. Surf and Summit is happy to deliver your rental bike wherever you are staying, or you can peruse the bikes in person at Street Cycles of Falmouth, Maine. Surf and Summit also offers rental helmets, jackets, gloves, and GPS, so you'll have everything you need to enjoy great New England riding. And from the rugged coast of Maine to the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Surf and Summit will help you have that fantastic motorcycling vacation. And for more information, you can go to surfandsummitmotorcycle.com. And while you're at it, go to Cycle Gear. With 136 stores nationwide, Cycle Gear is guaranteed to have something you need or something you want. And with great customer service and product selection, they will help you out everything you can. If you are in Edison, stop in and see Chainsaw Ginny or Sean and tell them Motorcycle Man sent you, and they'll take care of you.
Right.
Yeah. And with Tobacco Motorwear, the best motorcycling jeans you will ever wear, go to ask when you go there. Go, whatever. Ask for Dave, and they will hook you up. Get the California riding shirt. Me and Chris wear that. Great little riding shirt. We wore that last week when we rode it from Cousin Johnny's.
Okay.
Did you not wear your California riding shirt last week when we
Oh, I can't remember now.
And in fact, I was wearing it tonight. I have it right here with me. And where is it? Oh, it's in the other room. And my Crystal riding jeans. So also, when you order, tell them Motorcycle Men sent you. Use that coupon.
Coupacode?
Coupacode.
Coupacode.
I like that.
I like
That's better than
Coupacode.
Use the Coupacode code.
That's-
Motorcycle Men. That's some cool shit. Hey, right
That'll be the next con.
Yeah.
That everybody
You'll
does.
get- already the title of this episode is forming. Awkward Coupacode.
Awkward Coupacode. Awkward Coupacode. Awkward. How do you spell that? Awkward. Coop?
I don't know. You said it. Coupacode.
Okay. Hey, we're also streaming live now on Daclin Radio. We're not streaming live. They're streaming the show. Daclin Radio is located in upstate New York in the Adirondack Mountains. Yay! And they are streaming our show.
Hey, you.
Daclin Radio shows. There we are. We're right there.
cool.
Cleveland Moto, Motorcycle Man Podcast.
WTF.
Yeah, so you can hear us there also. They're getting all the new episodes. Right now they have like about 20 episodes.
Nice.
Awesome.
And
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So we
That's
got hooked up.
awesome.
I want to
Awesome.
reach out and thank Steve from the Cleveland Moto Podcast because he hooked me up with this guy, with Gary. So there you go. Big stream. Okay. Matt Sabini. Well, we'll get into this with Florian Knights MC. We'll talk about that. So that falls under the events thing. We'll get into that.
All
All
right,
right.
now quiet. Quiet. I want quiet. I want you guys to make a noise. No, quiet.
Awkward.
Now stop. All right. Now, Matt Sabini from the Florian Knights Motorcycle Club. We got this Ronald McDonald House thing on October 20th, and they're giving away a whole bunch of stuff. Nice. And
WTF.
great. So let me see. Some of the things that they're raffling off are 1 week stay for two in an all-exclusive resort in Antigua.
Awkward.
Yes, I can talk. A 1 week stay for two in an all-inclusive resort in the Grenadines.
Awkward.
And a custom dynamics engine LED light up kit and $100 gift certificate for Mustang seats.
WTF.
And a Harley gift basket, shirt, mug, card from Empire Harley Davidson.
WTF.
Built Techno full face Santa Bluetooth helmet from Cycle Gear.
Awkward.
Wiley X eyewear.
Awkward.
And Clockworks windshield.
WTF.
Vance and Hines fuel pack they're giving away. Fox rear suspension.
Ever.
Was it Fox rear suspension? I said that. Autographed memorabilia from the New York Rangers.
Ever.
And some more autograph memorabilia from the NHL. They don't know what team or player the stuff they're getting.
Ever.
And for the women or well-pampered men in attendance, they have a Swedish massage package from Tranquility Spa of Scarsdale. And for Papa's Jewelry in Yonkers.
WTF.
Then they have more stuff that's coming. So, they got more stuff coming. And that's it. So, again, that's on October 20th. And we'll, as more information comes in, we're going to spread that. And and then we'll...
Right. It's time now for... Can I have a drum roll, please? No, it's just... Thousands of dollars of technology in this room, and I get...
You get a cat purr at best.
It's a cat
A bad cat.
A bad cat purr.
That's debatable. I feel like it was all right.
Come on, you can do better than that.
Okay, that's good.
There you go.
That'll do. Time now for Get Tim a Bike.
Uh-oh.
Hurry.
All right, folks. This is where we pick out 3 motorcycles that has the great potential for Tim to purchase and or ignore. Tim's going to take a phone call.
It's one of the bikes calling. Hello, sir. Are you interested in a motorcycle?
All right, bike number 1. Boke number 1?
Boke?
Boke number
Boke.
1.
Boke and Coupones.
Here it is, a
Coupacodes.
1968 Harley-Davidson Aramachi
Wow.
Rapido 125 Cafe Racer.
Holy shit.
Yep.
It's a thumper.
Wow.
What do you think, Tim?
That's a good quick check run bike.
That's a good secondary bike. I wouldn't have it as a first.
This would be perfect for you for back.
I
and
wonder
forth
how
to
many
work.
horsepower that is.
125 cc. Oh God.
That tiny
Like
engine?
30, probably.
Yeah. You could. This is back and forth to work for you.
Maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe it's yes. It's a cafe racer.
A scooter could get me back and forth to work.
That is a scooter.
A bicycle.
It wants to be a scooter.
That is a scooter.
It's
big
got
time.
a kickstart, bro. How badass is that?
That's
Can't
cool.
do it with my old fat legs.
I'm surprised it's not worth more money than that.
What was it selling for?
22.
$2,250.
I thought something like that would be worth
There's
a lot more
5
than that.
days left on the auction.
Okay.
5 days.
That's number 1.
That's number 1. Number 2. This is a toughie. Here we go. A 1966 Harley XLH Sportster.
Wow. Another one.
A right side shift.
Holy
Look
shit.
at that crap,
That's
man.
It is a right side shift?
Yep, because there's the brake lever right there.
Where's the brake lever?
Back in the day.
On the left side,
right
it's
there, see?
flipped.
Really?
Yeah, it's flipped.
Wow.
Look at that.
I'd
See?
kill myself on that.
Wow.
Maybe he's trying to tell you something.
Oh, look at that.
Thanks, Justin.
See, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, come on. It's in beautiful condition. It's
You a
absolutely
kid,
gorgeous.
dude. I'm just shocked again that it's not worth more money.
That's amazing. I question though why there's no front fender, and I'm sure they didn't build it. It's got drum brakes, perfect, right?
What do you mean you question
Chain
why
drive even.
Boy, that bike is spotless.
It's clean. I could
Holy
shit.
shit.
Go around
But
clean
that's
it.
the opening bid. It doesn't mean that. Is that the bid?
It's got 3 bids on it right now for $2,550. It's got 3 bids. The bidding ends in 5 days and 18 hours.
I'd like to come back to these and see what they get for these bikes.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
I'll
I'd
come
like
back
to
in
know.
5 days. We'll check it out. All right, so you got 2 possibilities right here. So let's go to possibility number 3.
Jay Leno will probably buy him.
Probably not. With his money, he would go, "Bah."
Well, then again, he might have them already.
He might. Here we go. You ready? This one is a good one for you. There you go.
Ooh, that's nice.
2003 V-Rod, 100th anniversary special edition
Oh, that's
Screaming Eagle
pretty.
V-Rod.
That is pretty.
If I had the money, I would buy this.
That's fucking nice.
I
Low
will-
profile bike.
If I had your money, I'd buy it too.
Look at that. That is a gorgeous bike. It's got bags, brand new, different exhaust. That's not stock exhaust.
I always like the
custom
low
paint?
profile of it too.
It's a gorgeous bike, man. That's not the original factory paint. I don't believe it. I
Was
don't-
that?
It might be, actually,
well,
now that I think about it. It's a Screaming Eagle. That's the so it's going to be different.
There's two things. So there's Screaming Eagle paint, which was different from stock.
Yeah.
But then Harley also does numbered paint sets. So you can have numbered paint sets as well.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good-looking bike.
It is a very good looking bike.
Very looking good.
That is pretty.
And for the mere price of $47.50,
And 32 bids?
32 bids. It's got 1 hour and 23 minutes left, Tim.
Okay.
Well, he'll probably get about that.
47? I think so.
$5,000?
So how about this? 95 Harley Davidson Ultra Classic. It's got some shit done to it. 58 Hunch or best offer.
Okay. That's nice.
Where did you get that off of?
That's the one I was trying to tag him in the other day that he didn't
I
check his
just looked at
email.
mine. It wasn't on there. So. I mean, I see it. You put me in there, but I'm not.
Is it off of eBay?
Oh, you're in the group now?
Yeah.
Well, here we go. How about this?
The Facebook group?
That it, right?
What?
No, that's not it.
That's what you sent me, right?
That's a chopper, man.
No, that's the site.
That's the group.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Check it now.
Check it now.
Awkward.
What's the group?
95.
It's a closed group, so it's
Tri-State Motorcycle.
New York,
fuck is that?
New Jersey, New York, PA, Tri-State motorcycles for sale. Cigarette fingers.
Yeah.
Are you fucking
I can't
kidding
believe
me?
this guy says too many miles.
Here, I'll make you a
Oh,
deal.
how many miles? 33,000.
I will find you. What in the world are you watching down there?
Did that one just
There's a toilet paper nail.
Toilet paper on your fingernail?
Yeah.
You can't watch stuff like that. Because I'm
No,
going to
that's not.
That's not it. That's not it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll add you.
Fine.
The fuck
I
are
don't
you
know
looking
what
at?
that was. I don't know. It just, it's just some stupid shit thing that comes up.
Awkward.
Okay. Pretty much, I guess, I don't know. Look, I am not responsible for what pops up on Facebook.
You're. I've done it.
You've done what?
I've added you.
Oh, you have. All right.
Pending approval, but they might let you in anyway.
Nobody lets me into anything. Anyway. So there you have. There's some choices for you, Tim.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I expect that you should get into those as quickly as you can because, time is running out.
Did you add Chris then?
Yeah.
No.
I'll just add him. I added him.
Well, I'm waiting for that point in the podcast where it starts to ramp up and get really good.
We're right there.
We're right there, yeah.
We're on a cusp of it.
we're tickling the.
Don't say it. No.
Okay, fine,
What were you going to say? Say it. Go ahead. No.
Short and curlies.
Whoa!
Awkward.
All right. So let's get into the crux of things. Crux. Harley Davidson has announced the release of a brandy spanking new freaking motorcycle. Tim, were you aware of this?
Yes, I've heard the buzz, have not seen the pictures.
You should have been all over that. You should have been like ringing my phone. Why haven't you said anything? So
Why me?
the Harley Davidson FXDR is now available.
Nice.
That's cute.
That is a badass looking bike. Now the thing is, the question that everybody's asking is, what does the DR stand for? Don't race.
Listen,
I don't know.
I
Don't recall.
for years, Harley has been doing their alphabet soup with God knows what behind it.
Well,
So,
see,
I don't
this
know.
bike needs a name. Every other motorcycle Harley Davidson makes has a name.
That is interesting. I know. We
This
talked
one-
about that too. This is
and
the
this
first one that's like a code only.
Yeah,
code.
It needs a name. It has to have a DR. It has to have
Well,
a name.
Liz, who you've met,
Yeah,
lovingly refers to it as the Doctor.
the Doctor. Okay. Yeah, the Doctor bike. Doctor.
Now,
Doctor?
do you have any of these at your place?
I have one on Thursday.
What color is it? You don't know what you're going to get?
It's on Thursday.
See, now, what I'm worried about is that seat looks very rigid.
Yeah, the designing is of a... Yeah.
Yeah, they're no that
It's at an oil cooler.
Is that an oil?
No, it's too big for oil cooler.
Not necessarily.
I think I say it's wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong. I just said not necessarily.
I'm saying I'm wrong.
Well, answer me, motherfucker.
Wow, go right there. Okay. Answer me, motherfucker. Let's get it right into it. Here we go.
I haven't seen it in person, but it looks like in that. It looks like in that picture.
Right?
Let's get into the specs. Come on, let's go. It's coming in at, look at, first of all, first things first, 119 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That's way freaking
So
awesome.
you could pull your house down with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that, but I think maybe pull my house, probably. It's got the Milwaukee 8 114, which apparently is going to be stock in all standard in equipment in all the Harley bikes, all the touring models. Comes in at 637 pounds with a seat height of 27.7 inches. Not too shabby.
I can do that.
You can do that. Not too shabby at all. All right. Starting price of Vivid Black is $21,349, which I think is a big mistake. I think Harley Davidson should have ate the R&D on that and dropped this bike down to $15,000. It would have invited more people, and they would have recouped their R&D money fast.
I think they could get more than. I agree that being over 20 was a ballsy move. I don't think 17 or 18 would have been out of the question.
Now,
It's got a 114 in it.
yeah.
I mean, to have a full size bike with a 114 in it, even at honestly, even if at 19 grand, is not. I don't think is unreasonable.
Right.
Yeah, upper 21, 22.
Yeah, it's
Pushing it a little bit.
It's pushing it.
Pushing it a little bit.
So
I don't think it's ridiculous, but I could understand what you're thinking.
Which begs the question: if this bike at this price is coming in now, you wonder.
Keep one other thing in mind too. There's a lot of new stuff on this. So you think about like
This is true.
You think about like the Breakout, right?
Yeah.
The Breakout, it has the 240 rear tire, which we all know is not a cheap rear tire. You have the Breakout in the 114, which is about the same price, and it doesn't have the new aluminum swing arm. It doesn't have the new
That's true.
technology
Yep.
that this bike has.
Right.
So in a sense, comparatively to what else they've got out there, both model-wise and price-wise, it's really not off the mark.
Yeah, true. You're true. Your color option is going to be just like $300 more. It's got standard ABS, standard security system. It's got the California emissions as extra, blah, blah, blah. And Milwaukee 8. We don't care about the bore and stroke and displacement, but it's an 1868cc.
Yep.
Wow. That's monstrously huge. Electronic sequential port fuel injection. 2-into-1 exhaust with the catalytic header. That's pretty cool ass. A lot of people are, as we explained once before, we had this chit chat about this, is that people are going to complain no matter what. Nobody's going to be happy.
Correct.
And as soon as the pictures came out of this bike, it started right away. I hate the exhaust. The exhaust is ugly. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
I got some. If you saw mine when I posted the picture, I got a lot of people thought it was pretty badass.
Yeah. Well, that's just there are going to be people who are going to like it, and there's going to be people who are going to hate it. I think it's awesome.
I hesitated looking at it. And I was like, I like it.
So it's 95.1 inches long, so just about 8 feet long.
That's what she said.
So
Awkward.
laden seat height is 27.7. Unladen is 28.5. Ground clearance. It's got a 5.3 inch ground clearance, which is good. That gives you a little more lean angle.
It looks like a bike that's meant to lean.
If you
More
watch
than
some of the videos,
Yeah, the videos are
they're,
badass.
they're getting that pretty far over.
120.
is-
That track video is pretty
Would
badass.
something new like this have any upgrades available?
Like what?
Like if you wanted to change out the bars or change out,
Well,
you can't change the seat. Obviously, there's no seat adjustment.
You're always going to have
Forward controls,
third-party companies making shit.
any things like that.
Maybe
certain things won't matter because they'll be interchangeable enough. They don't necessarily have to be bike specific,
yeah,
but there's going to be certain things that just aren't out yet that will be eventually.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of too broad of a question to answer right now. Like, for example, as long as there's nothing funny with the risers, as far as like if they're, a standard like 1 inch riser, any 1 inch bar would go in there.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be for that particular bike, but like if you're like, oh well, I want different controls on it, they won't have something for that yet.
Well,
just
and
because
for
it
instance,
just
if,
came
could
out.
you go back to the picture, please?
Given time, I can imagine that they're
Given
going
time,
to-
of course, yeah.
There's going to be lots of stuff.
Like you
available.
couldn't put bags on this thing, for instance. And
We don't
will
know.
they ever have the attachments for it? Because you see that. How can you put bags on that? Look at that. You can't put bags on that. There's no way.
I don't think this is intended for that kind of a ride.
I guess I'm just
Well,
asking.
they-
These are things. you're
They'll who knows? They'll probably
two-up seat.
They'll probably make some.
Now that's not to say this area right here, where that little seam is right there, isn't equipped
That
to put
that
a pad
pops
there.
out and you put a pad there.
Oh, so okay, so
They
it's
already
there.
that
So they
exists.
think about that.
That exists.
That's kind of like when
They've
the
been thunking?
like when the Rocker came out. The Rocker
Right.
C was equipped with a fold-out seat.
Yeah.
For
It was like the
passengers.
floating rear seat.
Yeah.
It was weird.
This one has a 120 front tire and a 240 rear tire. And yes, Tim, as a matter of fact, I would like a drink.
Thank you.
A milkshake would be fine.
Actually, I changed my mind. I want a milkshake.
It comes with a 4.4 gallon tank, which is respectable. 5-quart oil capacity,
Wow.
which is
That's a big engine, though.
yeah. I mean, I'm putting
big
3 in
fucking
mine.
Well,
I'm happy.
the other thing is when they came out with the Milwaukee 8, they changed not only the capacity, but they changed the way that it's routed.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, so it's
Well, now they got it going down towards the front because of the oil cooler.
well, and they also have it. Sorry, they also have it running up top through the heads.
oh,
It's
okay.
routed differently than it had previously been. So
Is that for cooling or is
Yeah.
that for function? Just for cooling.
Cool.
Okay,
so
that works good. And weight in running order 668. Thank you, sir. 668 pounds in running order. All right. Engine torque, like I said earlier, is 119.
What size tank is on that?
4.4 and 5-quart oil capacity. It's got a 46 mile per gallon fuel economy.
yeah, something tells me nobody who's riding that bike is getting that.
Probably not.
Everybody else is.
I
Gonna
mean,
be
I do
pinned.
know. I know that personally, I'm getting 48 with my bike.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm, saying
I'm sure. Yeah.
if you have the throttle pinned, you're not getting that kind of.
And we know everybody's going to have the throttle pinned on this thing.
I would.
Yeah. It's a 6-speed transmission, of course. And anything split 5-spoke ace cast aluminum front wheels, laser etched graphics on the front, and laser etched graphics on the back. Solid disc in the back. Is that really a solid disc in the back? It is a solid disc in the back. How about that? Didn't even notice. Solid disc in the back. Hey, that's pretty cool stuff. 4-piston fixed front and 2-piston floating rear brakes. It's electronics. It's got lights, high beam, turn signals,
Oh, it
neutral.
does,
No way.
really?
Low oil pressure, engine diagnostics, cruise, ABS. It's got cruise control. The bike comes with cruise control. I like that.
So you can put your- you can put your
Did you
feet
say
up?
it was water cooled?
No, doesn't say anything about that. It's got gauges. Gauges are a 2.4-inch viewable area LCD display with speedometer, gear odometer, fuel level, clock, trip range, and tachometer indicator.
Gouages.
Gauges.
Okay, Coupacode.
Shut up. Gauges.
There's a video. I think it's Bassani, maybe, that took one of those, put their exhaust on it, and they cleaned up that tail section.
Yeah.
And the bike not only looks sick but sounds sick.
It's
very
a nice looking bike. I didn't think I would like a bike from them like that, but I do.
Well, here's the video.
I like that video.
Let's run the
too.
video, shall we?
I like going. That'd be fun, man. Take that on the goddamn track like that.
Yeah, they're giving some lean on that. There's some peg dragging going on there.
The idea for this bike was to take the Softail platform that we just reinvented last year and push the envelope with a drag-inspired long, lean power cruiser.
We wanted a nod to our drag racing performance success, but there's a radical little surprise that you instantly experience when you throw this thing into a corner, and that it handles.
It's got exceptional leaning and the 19-inch front tires, so that reduces the effort that you require to steer the bike. And the combination of the rake and the trail and how we've tuned the tires to work with the chassis and the suspension, it handles exceptionally well.
And then, of course, the
Some of the
professional
design details
driver
that
makes it
we
look
have
easy.
to
Yeah.
be stoked about. Were the most fun to actually to design.
I want the clay bike.
Drag racing car. You can say the same thing about the exhaust. We've never designed an exhaust system that looks even remotely like this. It looks completely at home sitting on the Milwaukee 8 powertrain.
So we tuned that intake, both the volume and how the air flows through it. Everything about this bike speaks to performance. We made no compromises. This bike is all about performance, and it's getting a 114. I'd say the biggest thing you're going to feel, seat of the pants, acceleration when you roll onto that throttle. It just
Especially with
pulls
that
away
tire.
from
Yeah.
everything that we've made in the past.
What's the size of that rear
Got a chance
tire?
to actually take the
240.
swing arm and play it up as a design.
I just wonder.
Massive rear
I
tire.
got to tell you, man, I'm
Spent
pretty.
a lot of time sculpting
pretty sharp-looking
the
bike,
shape
man.
Of the swing arm to make sure that not only were we achieving something that was visually beautiful, but actually
It looks really fun to ride.
I just wonder
The
how the
FXDR
thing wants to go
114
straight.
has
I
inverted
wonder if it
front forks
fights you on
with
that.
cartridge
No,
damping.
straight would be
Give you
ideal.
that connected, planted feel without sacrificing.
Those yeah, but the tires like that make it very.
The wider tires, the more it's
We
going to want to go
actually
straight.
focused the
Yeah.
motorcycle on was the person who wants performance, puts performance
But that
ahead
makes
of just about anything else.
This bike makes a statement and then backs it up when you get on it and ride it.
So when are you going to have a chance to ride this?
Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gonna test ride one?
Fuck yeah.
You want to hesitate a little bit?
Yeah. You want to think about that for a second? Just a little bit. I don't know. I just
And it's only coming in the white. Is that,
No. Actually, we're going to get to that right now. Right here. It's 6 different colors this is available in. This is the Vivid Black. Let's pick a good angle to look at. There you go. Vivid Black. And then Black Denim, which I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
And then this is Industrial Gray Denim, which is...
That one's going to look sweet.
yes.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool with the orange
So
too.
industrial gray is a really nice color in person.
This one, I kind of like it. Wicked Red Denim. I kind of like that.
I like that it's got the inserts the way they look with it.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the Bonneville Salt Denim. I love the names that they come up with these colors. It's awesome. And then Rawhide Denim.
That's
wow.
even sharp, too.
That's kind of sharp
It's a
too.
brown color. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've put that color on a lot of their bikes this year.
It
Chocolatey.
almost looks like the way the root beer did in, I think it was 2011. It just doesn't have quite the same amount of
Oh,
flake.
really? It's a good looking bike. It really is. I'd be really interested. But you're right. That industrial grade denim looks pretty
It
hot.
really does. And with the, I like the.
The orange stripe around it.
Yeah.
Love it. Really cool. All right, so
So
you're
Ted,
gonna
you
have to
buy that for me?
you're gonna have to give us a report.
Absolutely.
You know, and then yeah, the only thing that's interesting, I think you can put a
Did that
different.
say it could also put a 117 on there?
What?
Yeah, you can bump the 114. You can bump to a so the 107 you can bump to a 114. A 114 you can bump to a 117.
Well, a 117 on that bike is killer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, must be a monster.
Yeah,
The 117 comes in the CVOs this year.
that's insane.
Yeah.
See, now this particular bike right here, as you look at it, you can see it has the riser on the handlebars. See that, Tim? Is that there? Is it
Yes,
good?
it is.
Is it good? That's good. Yeah, very good.
I see it.
Yeah, very good. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see, totally different exhaust system. So apparently you have plenty of options if you really wanted
Now,
to do
what's that
something.
paint job?
That's custom.
That's obviously custom. Yeah. All kinds
That
of-
was one of the paint sets they were offering this year. Yeah, that's a numbered paint set.
Oh, it's a number paint set. You have to special order that, I imagine. Then.
It's not even that simple.
It's
So-
not that simple.
No.
Oh my
so,
god.
So basically, because there's more, so they usually do anywhere between 100 and 150 when they do a paint set. So obviously there's more than 100 or 150 dealers. So basically at the dealer show, they display them, and whatever dealers want them, basically put their name into a hat, and then it's a drawing out of that which dealer
Oh, I see. Okay.
gets it. And then once they've determined what dealers are getting the paint set, then they say, okay, which bike do you want it for?
Oh, that's pretty interesting. How about that? That's pretty neat.
So
Wow.
theoretically, like we could have bid on that paint set and not gotten it.
That's pretty cool. But it's a pretty good looking bike. I'm really excited. And the other thing is about now you're going to be going on this test ride on this bike on Thursday. You're going to take it out. But the area that your dealership is doesn't really give you the option to really get out there and let it rip, unless if you're gonna take it on different roads other than what you take your customers on.
I figured out ways.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I was going to say.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're gonna have to give us the full report.
He says with a wink.
He says with a wink and a yes. He's gonna tell us all about it. So I want to talk briefly here about the because I saw this and I thought you put it on your Facebook page. This is the new CVO Road Glide.
It is so fucking cool.
It is badass.
Yeah, this bike.
That
is
thing
fucking-
is
I
freaking.
posted this. It's
It
fucking
is
gorgeous,
sick
man.
That
as
is
hell,
awesome.
man. I mean, what they did, paint scheme that they did, and everything.
I love that. I love the
Everything
paint
that
scheme.
117. I mean, that thing's a fucking monster, and it's beautiful looking.
You saw it in person, right?
No.
No.
We've got a couple of CVOs right now. We didn't get the Road Glide yet, but
That's standard. That's the way you buy it, man. You don't have to-
isn't that fucking amazing?
That's
You have
just
to fucking do anything to it.
That paint looks.
It does that. I
That
love
number one.
You ain't shit. I love that.
that's just beautiful.
And what's really cool, if you go back to that last picture, is, well, if you get a better side picture, you'll notice that they have this. If you look on the side now, there's like the trim that comes all the way down that goes up to the fairing, which is new. See it?
Let me see if I can find another picture.
Go back to that last one you're at. See it right there? The silver? That's attached.
That's wild. I mean this here.
Yeah.
Oh, that little part of the fairing.
Right, and it comes all the way down.
No way.
Yeah, go back 2 pictures.
Boop. Boop.
Or 3, sorry.
Oh, look at that. That goes all the way down there.
Yeah, if you look even the one before this one. See it?
Oh, yeah.
It comes all the way down by like the voltage regulator. Pretty sick looking.
Holy crap.
How much are they going for, Brandon?
They're like 42, I think.
42K, man.
You get
That's a
a
beautiful-
lot. Here's the thing, though.
That's a beautiful fucking bike.
There it is. There you go. There's a whole fairing thing
The
down
the
there.
thing that you got to remember is any time that you look at a bike that's got all kinds of extra stuff on it, you think, oh man, that's such an expensive price tag. That's crazy. But you buy a $27,000 bike and you put custom paint on it, you build the motor, you change everything there is to change on it, you customize the bike from front to back, and guess what? At the end of the day, you spent 42 grand.
Yeah.
But you still have whatever it was that you bought by the books.
Right.
The difference between this is rather than having to, you know, pay me now, pay me later, right?
It's coming from the factory this way.
Well, yeah, but it's like instead of saying, okay, over time I'm going to spend 42 grand, that's why nobody realizes if you sat and added up all the money that you put into your bike when it comes to customizing it versus if you'd walked into the dealership and they just said, hey, look, we'll sell you this bike already done for that same amount, you'd have said yes to buying it and then doing it yourself and no to spend that money up front because you never think about the fact that you're going to end up spending that anyway.
Yeah.
So it becomes a sticker shock thing.
Yeah.
But if you were to build that bike, if you were to take a stock Road Glide and build that bike, you're spending that money.
And, well,
So
it's-
just be done
gonna,
with it.
You're going to end up spending more.
Well, and yeah, agreed. And the difference is when you go to sell that, according to the books, it has the value of having all that shit on it. When you go out and you buy a stock Street Glide or a stock Road Glide, and you add all that stuff, something happens to it, or you go to sell it, or whatever the case may be, according to the books, it's still a stock Street Glide.
Right.
So there's more value in buying it that way anyway.
Exactly.
We just got his sale pitch.
You did.
So get your 42 Gs out.
Now, what I think is really cool about this, if you look at this engine,
It's beautiful.
the head's got
Really is.
black and red.
Yeah.
I know.
Is that,
I
is
love
that anodized?
The red is actually specific to the 2019, so that you know it's a 2019.
No kidding. Wow.
Love what they did to it, man. Phenomenal.
I'm curious to see if they're going to start picking like yearly colors and almost doing like something on the motor. Where
Well, let's take a look at the colors now. Available.
no. I'm saying on the motor.
Oh.
So like let's say like next year they come out and it's like a yellow stripe, so you know it's a 2020. You know what I mean?
What angle you guys want on this?
Looks good from everyone.
Yeah.
How about that angle right there?
That's good.
So this is Mako Shark Fade Blue. Well, then it's actually not even. They don't even say blue. It's just called Mako Shark Fade.
Have you seen any of their new fade paint jobs in person?
No, I have not.
Insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a CVO limited right now.
And this is their
That's the best one, man.
This
I
is their
love
red pepper and magnetic gray with black hole.
that. Love it.
Black with black hole? I don't know if
Awkward.
I don't know if I want to know what that means. And now
Chris
the
said he liked it best.
lightning silver and charred steel with black hole.
Oh, that's nice too.
That's the original one that you were looking at.
Yeah, that's why I like that.
That one's
no,
awesome.
this isn't the original one.
No,
We were looking at the red one. But this one has the one on it. But
No, they all do.
not that one.
Oh.
The Mako
The-
Shark Blue doesn't.
I thought the all right. So
That's
then
kinda
the
plain
two-
looking.
Yeah,
The
two-
red one
right,
is
right,
awesome.
Right.
The red and silver. Yeah, that's wow.
And that's saying a lot because I never had a the Road Glide. I never had a real big thing for them. You know
do
what
they
I'm
have the CVO street glides?
I have one right now.
A 19? Mm-hmm. And what do they look like?
Well, let's take a look. We're here, right?
Go
We
to
may
the
as well.
CVO, the Thangers.
CVO. That's the other CVO section, trike, and CVO street glide.
Bam!
Kabam.
They're sweet. Yeah, they really are.
I like what they did to that. For some reason, it's just, what? No, get out of
So,
here.
What are you doing?
I didn't do that.
Nice. What
Now,
color-
that's a pretty color. I like that color.
What colors do they have?
Let's go find out, shall we? The first color we're going to be looking at right now is Black Forest. I do not know a forest that is that color. That's kind of red-ish, isn't it?
Here's the thing: you gotta see these colors in person because the
This is Black Forest and Wineberry.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's look at that. Jesus. And it's got the speakers in the lowers. Crap.
You get a
Dude.
stereo systems on them are fucking.
We're gonna
insane.
talk about that next.
you could
man.
play a freaking stadium with them.
Yeah,
There you go.
And
That's
there you got
one
the
right
charred
there.
steel
Yeah, that's
and
pretty.
lightning silver.
That's the one.
that's pretty.
That's really
How
good.
would you know what your dealership numbered paint scheme it had? It was awarded.
What? Okay. So
842 pounds.
the CVO paint jobs and the number paint sets are two different things. So CVOs are limited in production anyway, but those aren't numbered paint sets. Those are just a CVO paint set. If you get a numbered paint set, when it gets shipped to you, it just has a number on it. So like when we get a paint set, it might be,
So you don't know what you're
99
getting.
of 150.
So you don't know what you're getting.
See, I was wondering about that because I had heard last year before the new Softails came out that the 115, the 115th anniversary, had a serial numbered
The
paint job.
anniversary bikes were numbered.
Okay. But looking at these Softails, they got new paint schemes on. Oh, look at the Heritage, for example. And I love the new paint colors they have this year.
I have that one in stock right now, the one you're looking at.
It really, really great looking. Then you have like 7 different colors.
So
for
that's the crazy thing about there are so many color options this year. When you think about, there's years that you look at a bike and you're like, yeah, I love it. What colors are there? And it's like, well, there's these 3 or these
Vivid
4.
black, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like every
What's the
bike.
wait time on
Rawhide?
On like say they don't have the color that I want. I come out there and fork the money over.
Well,
like, okay,
it
how long do I wait?
depends. It depends on availability as far as who. Like, so if another dealer has it,
Oh, you'll
I
send us
can
to it. You'll
I
send
can
us
call
to that.
another dealer and say, hey, listen, I got somebody who's interested. Are you willing to trade it? If they
You
say
show the
yes,
colors, Ted. I wanted to
then
see the colors.
it's the kind of thing where I can say, okay, all right, cool, I'll give you
Fat
this,
boy.
you give me that, whatever.
Oh, okay.
If it's close, you could have it within a couple days. If I have to order it from the factory, it depends on when you order it because
8 colors.
once you place an order, there are order times close and reopen and that sort of thing. So it depends on if you get it right before it closes or
What
wait
side,
till
Tim?
the next order.
This side or the other
That
side?
side right there is one.
This side?
Yep.
So here you have the Fat Boy
Hi, honey.
in vivid black.
Hi, baby.
And now you have it in industrial gray denim. I don't like
Red.
that angle.
That angle. That's an good angle to stay there.
And then here's the red. Actually,
Beautiful.
it's wicked red.
Wow.
Fucking beautiful.
Wow.
That's the one. You have that one.
That's a nice bike.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Midnight Blue, which I
That's even nice.
really like.
Wow,
I like
that's
that
nice.
color a lot. That looks so beautiful on that. Holy crap! And then they got the brown, the rawhide. I
Chocolate.
love that color.
Yeah, I like it.
That's really, really nice. And then they have this industrial grade denim and black
That's
denim.
nice.
They had this same color scheme on the Heritage.
That's
the
the
one
one I like
26,
because I like the
23.
orange lining on it.
And then
Oh,
this
that's
is the
pretty.
There we go.
Blue Max, they call this.
That's pretty.
And then finally, they have the scorched orange and black denim.
That's
I,
fucking sweet.
I saw the
You know,
orange. on some-
they're all nice looking. You can't like.
I
You
saw
wouldn't be go
this
wrong with
orange,
any of them.
This orange is on a couple of the bikes this year for 2019.
I'm not a fan of orange, but I like Harley's.
It's really, really pretty. I mean, I really like the orange color. The orange color, the color orange. On this orange color, what? What are we talking about? Orange, blue, green. All right, let's go back to the one you wanted to see the Heritage. We went back into there. I know this is probably riveting for our listeners, but what we're doing is we're getting them into the feeling of what it's like to see these colors that are available.
And hopefully
they're
you're
Because-
going to Harley and looking at what we're
The
looking at.
2018s
Well-
didn't have much of a choice in colors.
They did not, especially the Heritage. The Heritage, to
Yeah,
me,
I didn't like the colors.
I didn't like any of the colors of the Heritage this year, except for the silver. Or was that silver and
Well, this
gray
is
color?
2018 at Fat Boy. They don't have that color no more.
Heritage. There we go. This is in vivid black, and then in the rawhide.
The chocolate. I call it chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah, I could see chocolate. Yeah.
And then we've got wicked red and twisted cherry,
That's cool looking.
and then this one here, but in a vivid black, rawhide and vivid black.
Gives it a very
Too dull.
vintage look.
This is very vintage look. This one here, the billiard
Yes.
blue and billiard
That's
white.
nice.
I have that one in stock
Yeah?
at the moment. Yeah.
Nice looking.
Nice.
And then they've got the kinetic green
Wow.
Looks different.
I have a Street Glide in that
and the
color.
silver flux and black fuse.
Is that orange and gray, man? I love it.
Beautiful. But they have some of the other color mixtures that they have on these bikes are just fantastic this year. They did a really good job of picking out the different colors they're going to put on these bikes.
We've talked about that before, but I'll talk about it again.
Go ahead.
Bam.
You think about by the time the amount of time that you've got to put in. So when Harley's figuring out what bikes we're doing, with the amount of time it takes to R&D and design and come out with stuff and get it right, they're not thinking about next year, this year. They're thinking about 2 years from now, probably at the minimum, because of the amount of stuff that they have to get figured out and then get them produced and all that sort of stuff, right? And work the kinks out. So you think when these people, when they're picking the colors, they're probably picking them a couple years in advance. And to kind of be able to forecast what's going to be popular a couple years in advance is not easy.
Yeah.
So you can either nail it or you can kind of fall flat on your face. But you think about how often they come out with these colors and we're like, damn, dude, that's fucking sweet. And to think that maybe potentially 3 years ago some guy was going, I hope in 3 years this shit's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, there's a lot more that goes into this stuff. You know, people like to bash all they want, but
They're pretty bikes. I'm
well,
sorry.
but I can't imagine that through any part of the creative process between figuring out what they're going to do and making them functional and designing them and all that, it cannot be an easy task.
Oh, hell no.
Absolutely.
Oh, hell no.
You know?
And this is the breakout. And in previous years with the breakout, they gave you a very limited choice of colors. Very limited. Now this year, they're offering you 7 different colors.
Did they go back to the larger tank?
They did not. No. I wish they would, but they're not going to. You got vivid black, of course, and then
That's
you
a
got
nice white, too. I
Industrial
mean,
gray.
That was my only. That was
Wicked
my
Red?
only nitpick about it. Was that I didn't like the fact that they went to a smaller tank.
The Bonneville Salt Pearl. Then they did the rawhide. The rawhide denim, which is like a flat brown. And then they've got the Blue Max. And then my favorite is the scorched orange and black denim. Kind of cool. Any other bike you want to look at?
I want to see.
I haven't looked at the Deluxe this year.
I want to see if there's a good picture for you guys to see of the fade on the CVO Road Glide. Or sorry, CVO Limited.
The CVO Limited?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll come through without being able
Ultra
to see it in
Limited.
person.
So they only show the. Oh, okay. You want to see if they. Okay. CVO Limited.
Yeah, it
Jesus
doesn't really
Christ,
do it
man.
justice.
Heart 17. Oh my God.
But that bike, I have one right now at the dealership. You gotta see that thing in person. It's insane. The pictures on there, I'm telling you, don't even come close to doing it justice. Not even close.
That's nice.
It's a good angle.
That's
right
a
there.
that's a big ride bike, baby.
Wow.
That's beautiful. I like that color. That's the
I
best
wonder
one.
if we took pictures of it.
The brown. The brown's kind of dull.
Not on that bike. It doesn't look right on that bike.
No.
Not a fan.
But the red is
The red and that,
red
that's
gray.
beautiful.
Oh, Jesus.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
And all the build up on it. That's beautiful, man.
Let's just look just for the hell of it. What do you suppose this bike weighs, Tim?
890.
901 pounds. 28-inch seat height. 125 foot-pounds of torque.
What size engine is on that one? 114?
1923 cc's.
That's a 117.
That's a 117. So yeah.
Jesus
They all have
Christ.
117s.
Weight in running order, 939 pounds.
Can you put my fat ass on it? It's
6
over
gallon
1,000.
fuel capacity. It's got a 130 front, 180 rear tire. Damn.
Bless you.
It's 102.4 inches long.
Wow.
Almost 9 feet.
That's a nice bike, though, man.
41 miles to the gallon. Wow. Jeez, my God. I couldn't even imagine. I riding something like this. It's got the Boombox GTS, which we're going to talk about very shortly here. It's hands-free mobile. Got the voice recognition. Can you imagine being like going 80 miles an hour and then you want it to do something? You have to yell, "Give me directions too."
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. It's a little bit of what you got the new street rod out this year with a whole plethora of different colors as well. And of course, my favorite, the Roadster's got I think 3 new colors.
The 48.
The 48 is badass.
Yeah, I've always liked the 48.
But the Roadster's got 3 new colors. Yes, it's got 3: white, red, and black. But the 48 Special or the 48? Which one do you want to look at?
Special.
48 Special is cool as shit. I think because I rode it. That bike is like way too much freaking fun. I think it's got the same colors as it had last year.
Yeah, same with the iron.
Yeah. The white, the red, and the black.
Yeah, the iron stayed the same too. Iron 1200, I mean.
That's
The Iron 883 has a yellow this year, which
yeah.
I'm normally not a yellow guy, but
You don't look yellow.
yeah, thank you. You should see me on Sunday mornings. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool. It kind of has like that like 90s, early 90s Sportster look, and I like it.
That's pretty. I've ridden the 883, the Iron 83, and it's actually it's a fun little bike. It really is. Well, like I said, I'm a Sportster. I like the Sportsters. I'm kind of like partial to them anyway. But
I wanted to get a Sportster.
it's just like bing. Sportster. I love the Sportster. My first bike was a Sportster. You know what, Dudley? You got a deal.
You get a deal. Dudley, he's not going to do it.
He's not gonna give you his bike. You know what's even better? I dropped my watches inside the tank. It's too funny. That's really cool. I like what they did with the logo on this particular color.
Yeah.
It looks weird, but anyway. So anyway, so there you go with that. But now, more than anything, let's talk about this new boom system that they've installed in the bike. As soon as I can find it. Now, since you had the opportunity to play with it.
Awkward.
Awkward. The Boombox GTS infotainment system.
OMG.
Shall we watch the video and listen to this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome to the next generation of Harley-Davidson infotainment. Sleek, fast, tough, with an easy-to-use interface. Introducing the all-new Boombox GTS. The first thing you'll notice about the new Boombox GTS is the speed. Startup time is cut in half compared to the previous Boombox system. The second thing you'll notice is that it's a full touchscreen system, built to work in both dry or wet conditions, whether you're barehanded or wearing gloves.
Nice.
3 simple icons on the home screen control the music, navigation, and phone functions. You can access any function through touchscreen, hand control, or voice command with optional microphone. The new Quick Jump feature allows easy access to all your navigation, audio, and vehicle information right from your hand control. While using the navigation system, you can swipe and pinch to zoom in and out to find your location on the map.
But you're not doing that while you're
Access
driving.
to your phone is instant. All it takes is a touch of your finger, a flick of your thumb on the hand control, or a single voice command. Dialing in your music and entertainment for the road is easy. You have instant access to all of your tunes. The all-new Boombox GTS. The next level of Harley-Davidson infotainment is at your command.
Nice.
Well, there you have that.
I know it's supposed to be a teaser video. But it's a shame because there's so many more cool things that has to offer that they don't show you in the video.
Right. I mean, it links with Apple CarPlay,
Which
for
is
one,
huge.
Which is way huge. Advanced navigation, exceptional durability, of course, and voice and hand commands.
Bluetooth?
But you can download the app, which I have the app already, and which, by the way, when you told me about the download for that, I was like, okay, boom, 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 and I went to go to download it, and I said I couldn't find it at first, and then when I did find it, my phone goes, you already have this. I was like, oh, okay. And I have used it before, and like as you were explaining to me earlier, is that you're able to create a route through the mapping, and then send that route to the Boom system.
So there's on your info screen, there's a number of different things, and then if you have the app, I will show you guys so you can see.
Hold it up to the microphone.
Yeah. Can everybody see it okay out there?
OMG.
So if you go to the destination section, you see where that's grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where that's grayed out?
I do see where it's great.
I showed you already.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what happens is that links to the app that you've got. And what that'll allow you to do is on the app you can either create a ride or record your ride, and that basically plugs right into the GPS of the GTS system on your bike.
That's cool.
So if you've done a ride before and you record it and you want to do it again, boom, you just...
So the app also does navigate, like it records your rides?
Yeah, and you can create a ride where you sit and figure it out now, and then you literally just get on your bike, you go into it, and you can GPS right from the ride you created. You can record one that you've done.
Wow.
Now, so this will the app, because I haven't used the app for navigation or recording my rides because I use Rever.
Right.
Now, is it comparable to Rever?
Do you know Rever or not?
I
really?
know Rever. I don't know if it's comparable. I would think they're incredibly similar.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if they even got together on it? You know what I mean? It could be the kind of thing where they sat down and had a conversation with them, or mirrored it, or
Because it seems like kind of like
we'll have to research that.
It seems like kind of like the same thing. Well, I had another conversation with the Rever folks because Rever has announced a new unit thing.
Unit, he said.
But I'll talk about that in a minute. But
it's cool. There's different stuff in the app
Awkward.
that is. They have riding challenges.
Yes.
So those are pretty cool. We've got upcoming events. So like at our dealership, September 8th and 9th, we're going to have the demo truck there. So it'll give you, based on your location, what upcoming events you have at the different dealerships. It's very easy to use. It is substantially quicker than the previous. The graphics are far superior. It's way more user-friendly than the previous year, and to be honest with you, the previous year was very user-friendly to begin with, so that just goes to show you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just more information. Some of the cool things that they added, which are they necessary? No, but is it fun to know? Yeah, like on your main info screen, it'll tell you not only the ambient air temperature, but it'll tell you the elevation that you're currently at.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I think is cool. I mean, is it necessary? No, but I think it's neat nonetheless. So there's just some different cool stuff. It'll tell you the distance in miles since your last service. It'll tell you how much fuel you used, how many stops you've made on your trips. There's just a lot more information that it'll give you.
So it'll tell you how many times you stopped to pee?
Yeah.
Damn.
So if you set like a trip, rather than it just telling you, okay, fucking 50 miles, 100 miles, 500 miles. It'll tell you your average speed, your average mile per hour, how many miles you've traveled, when you started, when you ended, how much fuel you used, how many stops you made.
It's time to tinkle.
So so it'll tell you how much fuel you used.
Yeah.
Now I have
On
to
that trip.
I have to imagine. Well, so it's not. So is it synced up with your fuel gauge on the bike?
It's got to be synced up with theoretically everything.
Oh, that's
I'm assuming
Would it tell you low fuel?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
assuming
the
that
regular stuff still applies.
Yeah.
Your fuel gauge is still there. Everything. This is solely on the radio.
Right. I'm assuming being it's on the bike and then you have this app. It's
At
it's
this
all,
point, the app has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
you know.
This is just the
So,
GPS.
for example, with like my Garmin GPS, every time I fill up the bike, I have to go into a section that says reset fuel,
On
and
your
it'll
Garmin.
reset on the Garmin. It resets the fuel because how far can you go on a tank of gas? They asked me in the beginning, and I can go roughly, I don't know because I've never gone to empty, but I say like 180 miles. So then it bases my fuel usage on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've gone 250 miles right now, or 150 miles. You might want to think about getting some gas.
Right.
But that seems like now that is very similar. Everything you just described right there is very similar to what the Rever app does.
This is not the app though.
I know, but I'm just saying
this
the whole
is the
system
actual
itself.
GPS the GTS
O-N.
that's built into. It's the new radio.
Yeah, I mean, because everything you just described of what it will do for you is basically the same thing that Rever does. Now I'm just, which makes me wonder if there isn't some sort of partnership going on there that we don't know about. I wonder. I
You never
mean,
know.
good for them.
Ask
Well, it's fun. Well, Rever has just announced. This is off on the side. So, are we done talking about the boom system?
We don't have to be.
Now, let me ask you about the boom system. Will it play music off of your phone?
Yeah.
It will. What about?
It'll do everything that the previous boom did,
Okay.
Only better.
but better, faster, and it's way more It's been simplified tremendously, and everything is substantially easier. So, just an example of that, when you used to want to change the route calculations as far as did you want twisties, did you want fastest route, did you want to avoid tolls, whatever the case may be, it was in a different setup screen than when you're in the GPS. Now, when you're in the GPS, right up at that top bar, you set in your ride, you're doing whatever you're doing, and right at that top bar, you can literally click, change it to twisties, change it to whatever. It's
Okay. I see.
everything's a lot quicker, a lot more simplified.
Okay.
And the graphics are far superior.
All right.
And again, like they were showing in the video,
Yep.
you can move things with your finger, you can spread, you can shrink. It's a lot more like having a tablet or a smartphone
Right.
built right into your dashboard.
Well, I think that's all well and good if you're on a street glide and if you're on the Ultra Classic. But if you're on the road glide, it's a little bit further away.
Yeah, well, remember too,
You can use
although
the hand
everything is
controls.
touchscreen, you can do everything everything that you can do touchscreen, you can do from the hand controls.
So if you want to do touchscreen, you got to be sitting still, basically. Kind of, sort of. You should be, anyway.
Yeah,
Probably.
shouldn't be playing with your ride
Wow.
anyway.
Now, are there connections for an iPod and things like that?
Mhm.
There are.
Yes.
Have you heard the system?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. What was the music you were playing through it?
Well,
Had to be some AC/DC.
I was gonna say when I really want to show it off, Van Halen always really tends to.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you want something loud, something that's
Slayer.
You don't want to scare them.
you want basically any sort of. Well, I guess it depends on what customer you're showing it to.
Yeah.
For me, it always gets me excited when it's like any sort of classic rock.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But depending on your customer, you ask them. I usually say, "What do you listen to?" And they tell me, and I put something on like that because, to be honest with you, if you've got some guy who's in the reggae tone and you put on Pink Floyd, you lost him.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say,
Do you get a lot of
guys?
guys come in and listen to reggae and they want to buy a Harley Davidson?
You get everybody nowadays.
Oh,
Seriously.
there you go, yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how much, different types of music you hear, because now that the radios are so loud, you know damn well what everybody's listening to. So when they pull into the parking lot after coming off the highway and they have the system cranked, and they pull into the parking lot and that thing is just screaming, you know what they're listening to.
Have you lost count, by the way, of how many times you've heard Freebird fucking pulling into the fucking
I hear, dude, you hear country, you hear rap, you hear, Spanish music, you hear rock
Celine
and roll,
Dion?
you hear everything.
My
Yeah,
favorite,
sure.
Celine Dion?
Yeah. Little Kenny G.
You know,
Some
I'm just wondering now,
smooth jazz.
if Bose makes a set of speakers, JBL makes a set of speakers that they call them, for lack of a better word, they're point directional. In other words, if you're outside of, if you move slightly outside of their
Right.
point, you don't hear it. Not at least not as loud as you.
Yeah, it drops considerably. I know what you're talking about.
But these are directional point speakers, and I'm surprised that Harley Davidson or anybody hasn't adopted these kind of speakers for the system, so that if you're riding the motorcycle, you got those speakers pointing right at your head. You're going to hear them, but the guy that's in the car next to you is not necessarily going to.
Well, there may be. This is totally speculation, so before anybody jumps down my throat on this, but it's just something that I thought.
Awkward.
But you think about, it's one thing to have point directional speakers when you're not moving, but when you're moving and you have lots of the air, especially in the highway, that's constantly changing and constantly blowing around.
Yeah, it's going to alter the sound.
It's going to alter where that point directional sound stays.
True.
And if you're like behind a pickup truck, if you're behind like an 18-wheeler or something along those lines, and you're kind of getting those swirls, it could end up almost, I would think, almost sounding like your music's going right along with it, whereas if you just have this wall of sound coming at you.
Wall of sound is not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. We like wall of sound.
I like wall of sound.
Okay, fine.
Put a little Motorhead on.
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah.
So, what I started to say before is Rever has introduced this new product. Unfortunately, I wasn't prepared to talk about this. I didn't think we were. But they have this new product now that's out, which links directly to your computer. I mean, to your bike, where in such a way where you don't have to like start. You know how with Rever right now you have to select start, boom, and then it goes.
Yeah.
With the new system, it's a paid service for, I think it was like $7 a month. You don't even have to touch it, and it automatically registers that you're moving and starts logging you in.
How does it know if you're in a car or a bike?
Exactly.
No, because it's hooked. Because it's like a little dongle that hooks up to your.
Excuse me.
It's a dongle.
Awkward.
It's a dongle that connects to your AC port.
Right.
And so you don't have to do anything, but it automatically registers, and it's tracking as well. So that means somebody could track you to see where you're going.
I don't like people tracking my dongle.
You might want to know where your dongle is.
Well, if your dongle is leaving home without you,
that's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
Detachable dongle.
But anyway, it's pretty cool. Cool says go to rever.co and just check it out.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to bring up. I was talking about. I found this article about the worst weather. What's worst weather? Most worst weather. And it was actually published in Forbes magazine. And who has the worst weather in the country? And it's based on these factors. They actually did a study.
Year round or just it's seasonal
year round. Year round. They
it's gotta
did
be
it.
Seattle.
I can't remember what they say here. Who was it? But they did some research, and they went out and they talked to people all over the country, all the states, and they just talked to them to find. And this is how they determined what was the lousy weather is defined by 1, high temperature greater than 95 degrees.
Okay.
It's also defined by high temperature, the high temperature being less than or equal to 32 degrees. Maximum heat index was greater than or equal to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And we've had days like that. In fact, tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be one of those days. Right? You're right. And this includes the heat index. And also is the minimum wind chill, which is less than or equal to 0. So if the wind chill is less than or equal to 0, they consider this as part of the lousy weather. Maximum dew point. And as you know, dew point is directly related to how much rain you're getting, which is greater than or equal to 75 degrees. Precipitation is greater than or equal to half an inch. Precipitation observed for 5 or more days in a row. This represents continuously lousy weather.
That's got to be Seattle.
So, no, it's not. Days per year with lousy weather, and they have a map on here which you can look at.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
Did they tell you what they did by state?
They did it by state.
Ohio is definitely on there somewhere high.
Okay, well, I'm going to go directly to the worst.
Okay.
Alaska was rated as number 1 with 170.4 days per year with lousy weather. And the one with the best days, Roswell, New Mexico, with 79.3 days per year. They have the least amount of lousy days. So when you look at the map, which shows the days per year with lousy weather, you could see that Alaska is pretty much nothing but lousy weather, over 175 days. But then you look at our area here in New Jersey, we fall right in the 75 to 100 days per year of lousy weather, based on that criteria that I just read off.
We had 75 days just in the past 3 weeks.
Yes, we have.
Of lousy weather.
Now with
fucking rain like every day.
Days per year with lousy weather, you'll see that most of the California coast and this little splotch right in nearly the center of New Mexico has under 50 lousy days per year.
Yeah, and when they say under, that is like I think it rains like 3 days a year in Southern California.
Yeah. Well, it never rains in Southern California.
That's why they have a drought.
But girl, let me warn you. Use their own going there.
Bore you.
Yeah. Then getting into supplemental maps, days per year with nice weather. As you can see, New Jersey falls smack in the middle with 45 to 60 days per year.
Wait.
With nice weather.
Who's doing the math here?
Yeah, exactly.
How can you have, 75 days of shitty weather and 45 of good? There's 365.
You can talk to the Iowa State IEM.
And what are those other days? Iffy?
Iffy, I guess.
Iffy days.
So looking at Southern California and most of Arizona, you're getting 90 to 210 days of nice weather. Oh, so there's that, and then there's also days per year with meh weather.
The old technical terms.
Yeah, meh. So we fall right around.
Isn't there orange right over us?
Yeah, that's this 210 to 230 days of meh.
Yeah,
that's
we're like between 190 and 230.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
I would rather them just be like, to me, meh is shitty.
Yeah,
if it's not good, if it's not good, it's shitty, right? Nobody's like, you know what? It's a mad day. I can't wait to take my bike out.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
either it's a beautiful day. I can't wait to take my bike out,
day.
or like, it's shitty, but I'll take my bike out.
So there you have it. So I will post the links to this so y'all can read it for yourself. And fun, meh.
What was what was the place that had the least meh days?
The least meh? Meh. Under 130 days would be
Pink.
Like Southern Arizona, Southern California, meh days. And believe it or not, Northern Alaska. How is that possible?
What? Northern Alaska.
Okay, wait, hold on. Meh days over. Okay, you want the highest number?
No, I want the place that's. Where's the list? I have a list, right?
Okay, you want to see the list?
Right there.
What
That's right there.
Yeah, no, but
Days
isn't there,
per-
no, but I'm saying, isn't there?
Well,
a
the list was based on.
What are those?
This right here is the ignominious list.
They know that word, but they use meh.
Yeah, exactly. What are they fucking?
This is with the.
What was this, a group project?
Yes. most lousy weather days per year. Well, most lousy weather days per year goes to New Mexico. 79.3.
You says Utah right there. Oh, no, okay, no, see what you're saying.
Right there. See, they didn't do it. They did it alphabetically and not by the numbers, which is.
that's dumb.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
New Jersey, they got Trenton.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, 92.6 days.
That's probably
per
just a
year.
baseline.
It is a baseline because they interviewed like 30,000 people nationwide.
And they picked Trenton, huh?
And they picked Trenton of all plaplaces.
I'm saying that's hysterical.
Actually, I take that back.
That's where they got the word meh
I guess
from.
they go to the capital, right?
That's where they got meth from.
Actually, believe it or not, Olympia, Washington is with the least miserable days at 78.6 days.
I want to know. I want to go where it's the meh day.
You want to go with a meh? Meh. Well, according to this, if you wanted more meh days, you're going to go to New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, parts of Nevada, and parts of Utah,
Okay.
and much of Hawaii.
I'm going to start an MC called the Meh. The Meh MC.
And New Jersey falls right in that 210 to
And
230
my club will only ride on Meh days.
Never a nice.
Well, listen, out there, that's over 230.
All right, this episode is known as Awkward Coupacode? Coupacon?
Coupacode
Meh.
Gouages.
So there you have it, kids.
Awesome.
So now you know exactly where your meh weather's going to be. I'll put the links to this in the showy notes. All right. So, and finally, nothing new on Where's Woody. I still haven't.
You
gotten
lost
them
your
back.
Woody, huh?
I lost my Woody.
Let me tell you something. It does happen with older age.
Yes, it does.
What are you trying to say?
I think you need to keep an eye on your dongle.
The Chrome poll. The Chrome poll page. There's actually a couple polls up there. Not
Woo!
not Polish people.
A lot of dongle poll talk here.
I know a poll that's not up. Yeah.
What did you think?
your poll off my
on
dongle.
on the Chrome poll.
Awkward.
Now we're talking about the Chrome.
Awkward.
All right.
Nothing is safe.
What do you think is going to be the price of the new Harley-Davidson Livewire electric motorcycles? The choices were under $10,000, $10,000 to $14,000, $15,000 to $19,000, or over $20,000.
Why would you put even under $10,000?
Why not? Why not?
Why would you put that on?
Why not?
Because
it's there.
It's a question.
It's a question.
Yeah, but still,
Okay.
Make it reasonable.
50% of the voters said it's going to be between $15,000 and $19,000. Were there any comments on this? Let's check the comments. No, it doesn't look like there's any comments. So, and majority of those voices came within the, hey, this is weird.
Oh, it's from the Med District.
Yeah, the I was going to say, it looks like it's awfully close to Milwaukee. No comments. Okay, fine. All right. Next question.
It'd be funny if somebody just put Meh.
Where are our female listeners?
Oh boy.
We got.
Where is that the question?
Yeah. Where's our female listeners? We have one female listener that we know of. Actually, I got an email from her. Iron Michelle, I believe her name is. We call it because she rides at Iron 883.
Awesome.
And she sent us an email. And we have one other, not male or female.
We should do a fucking ride on Iron Michelle.
Yeah.
We have an other?
We have an other.
Awesome.
Other.
That's
I
awesome.
will email her, and I will, because she signed in, and I will email her. We'll get her to come on the show.
Yeah, I think we should get Iron Michelle on here.
The other question is, Harley-Davidson is releasing the Livewire electric motorcycle in 2019. They're also proposing other types of electric bikes. What electric models would you like to see? Sport, cruiser, touring, dirt, adventure, trike, all of the above. And 33% say they would love to see an electric adventure motorcycle.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be.
You all right?
You all right? What was that?
He exploded on the inside.
It exploded on the inside. I like that. Do you read the episode show notes? And
We have show notes?
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Never even knew.
54% of the people say sometimes. And nope, not interested is 17%. And 13% say all the time.
Meh.
Only if there's a good link included. Yeah. So, who would you like to hear an interview with? And 70% said anyone.
70% anyone but you guys.
10% said I don't care for interviews, and 20% said others. See, we have some results here. Let's see what they say. Lighthouse experts or Phil Waters from the Cleveland Moto Podcast.
How did Lighthouse do?
Lighthouse came in with 10% of the votes. We won.
You know what? Listen, we're picking up on the Lighthouse thing. I think.
I'm telling you, the Lighthouse thing might be
yes.
something we might want to do. You know, we've had Phil on the show before, some time ago. He's way too smart for us.
Just runs circles around us.
Yeah, so really, exactly. Should the host interview people who are outside of motorcycling? 84% gave a resounding no.
So I guess lighthouses maybe aren't quite catching on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, I haven't interviewed anybody. Lighthouse experts. What if I did that? What if I found a lighthouse expert?
There's definitely one out
That's
there.
on a motorcycle?
Yeah, that rides.
That rides.
Find an
That's
expert
probably
that
a
rides.
small.
I'm thinking scooter, though.
That's probably a small window.
Won't be a motorcycle, it'll be a scooter.
If you are a lighthouse expert and you ride,
Send us
send us an email.
How cool would that be
And
if
we'll get you on the show.
he takes care of lighthouses? So
I'll
he's
be
gotta
honest with
ride
you.
up
You know
and down
what?
the
You know what
coast.
would be even cooler?
What's that?
If that lighthouse expert that rode was Iron Michelle.
That would be interesting.
That would be.
That would be way cool. You know what? Hold on a second now. Wait a minute. From is it there? Yeah, Michelle. Iron Michelle. She says, love listening to you give people nicknames. No rush. Take your time. Thanks for welcome. She says, Michelle. I'm not even going to try to say her last name. I might hurt myself.
Her name is Iron Michelle. Let's
It's
leave it
so
at that.
great listening to you guys talk bikes. I've learned a lot, especially starting riding so late in the game. But I'd like to say
Never too
I
old,
hit my
never too
midlife
late.
crisis at 37 and bought myself
It's a midlife
Harley.
awakening.
Yes. As my first bike without ever having ridden a motorcycle.
Nice. Awesome for you, man. That's
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love to hear
That's
that.
basically what happened to me. Well, I was later than that, actually.
I love to hear that. That's fucking. I like to see more women riding. That's
Yeah.
great. I think. It's
I'll be
awesome.
honest with you. Well, we see, because, obviously we have the riding academy. We see a ton of women
That's fantastic.
starting to ride. That's awesome.
I think that's fucking awesome.
It's very cool.
So here she says, hey guys, this is her first email to me. New rider here, just hit 1,000 miles on the new Iron 883. Thoroughly enjoy listening to you guys say stupid crap. Keep up the great work.
So you don't have to.
You asked if there were any female riders out here in this episode, so hi.
Hi. Nice.
So that's Michelle.
Iron Michelle.
All right, we like it.
All right,
Got
cool.
a name.
She's got a name.
Alrighty.
And don't forget to go to our Facebook page at Motorcycle Men Podcast on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts and video bloggers and friends out there because they do great stuff for our sport. The next show coming up, I'm going to be interviewing Tracy Getty, who has her War Cat Ural. And she's riding around the country giving people rides on her Ural.
I saw one. Oh, by the way, I saw one going to work the other day.
See, you're out there.
Was that my first one?
When
I was right next to
when
him at the
is
traffic
that,
light, and I was
when's
like,
that Euro coming by Jersey?
I don't know, but I can find out. There's actually Urals.
sidecars look fun.
I
Ural's
want
been
to
sending-
ride in it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
me
and
too.
I want to be wirelessly hooked up to the podcast for it.
that would be funny
And,
as
you
anything.
can hear me going, wee.
Well, international,
Oh my God, that's too fast.
international Ural. I can't. Is that Ural? I guess that's
Ural.
what- Ural Ride Day is September 8th. So let's watch the video. So there's a video out here for Ural Ride Days. It's coming up. See, I wonder if they're going to show the Ural breaking down.
I've heard a lot of people talking about that. I don't know if there's any truth to that, or just people whining and pissing them on.
No, but if you talk to Chuck from the Wheel Nerds, he will tell you
That they're not very.
not very reliable.
No.
But that's what they say.
What's
But
the
who
main
knows?
problem, though?
Nothing specific except that it just stops working.
It looks fun now. I still want to ride in a sidecar.
Yeah.
I
Have you
still
ever
want
been
to
in a
ride in a
sidecar?
Never.
It's awesome.
Is it?
It's
It looks fun as shit.
fun. It's weird. It is weird the first time you do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I want
Especially if you get somebody who's aggressive on the bike, because if you turn too aggressively, it'll come up in the air. Yeah.
So look at International Ride Day, September 8th, Ural Ride Day. So if you see a Ural going out, flag them down. Maybe they'll give you a ride. All right. You never know. So anyway, and also I'm going to be interviewing Brian Farr of the historic Route 20 Foundation. Route 20, if you don't know already, is the longest highway in America at just over 3,300 miles.
I did not know that.
Yes, and Route 30.
What does Route 20 run from?
It runs
to?
from Boston
Yeah.
all the way to Newport, Oregon.
It'd have been cool if it was Boston to Austin.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Boston
then-
to Newport, Oregon.
Yeah. And then Route 30 is the second longest at just over 3,100 miles, which runs from just north of Newport to Atlantic City. Yeah. So we also have some rider interviews coming up too. I will be on vacation next week, going up to the Northern Command. Gonna hang out up there,
Nice.
and that's about it. Yeah, anything. I'm trying. I am. I want. Well, I don't know. I have not ridden my Heritage up there yet. The problem is because I'm gonna have Deb's bringing her car. I'm bringing my Jeep, and we're gonna have 2 vehicles full of dogs and supplies for the week, and I need a trailer to bring the bike up.
Oh, that's why you put that thing on Facebook today.
That's what I put that on Facebook because I need a motorcycle. Now,
You don't trust your trailer?
I will not put my motorcycle on that cheap ass, Harbor Freight trailer. Will not do that. But I need. But Nick Grotsema, one of our listeners, he offered me his trailer, but he's up in the Palisades. That's where the trailer is. It's up in the Palisades, and I won't have that time to get up there and get it between now and Thursday.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah, Nick.
I know him personally. He's a really good guy.
We're leaving Thursday night.
Pompton.
That's it.
Yeah, we're leaving Thursday night. So if you're within earshot, yeah, because I'll need it for a week, and I only need it to get it up there and to get it home.
Yeah, we all needed to get it up there.
If you need a trailer to get it up there, then it's a problem. Anyway, so Tim, any last things before we chime off?
Ride like nobody sees you.
How about you, Justin?
Nobody sees me.
Chris?
Invisible. Awkward.
All right, well,
Shut the fuck up.
You
know what?
What happened to go fuck yourself? Go straight.
I want to say something, and I don't know if it was good because maybe I wasn't paying attention
What's
to
that?
it. But you put a post up on Facebook today about how there's probably going to be a lot of cursing in this episode, and I feel like it's pretty light.
it was very light, and you can blame Chris on that. He did not say the F word so much this time.
Yeah, I feel like this one was kind of family friendly.
It was nearly. There was,
minus all the dongle talk.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
dongle and poles.
Yeah.
You were talking about putting pole on a dongle. I mean, what is that about?
There was, I think there was one F word bomb dropped tonight.
You
That
see,
was
we're
it.
fucking, we're good for children
So
and the
much
fucking
for that.
family.
We better go ahead and fuck this fucking shit up right now.
You're fucking killing me.
All right, goodbye, folks.
Fucking A.
Bring your wife and fucking children. Go fuck yourself.
There it is. All right, get it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. This is Ted in Wrong Way, and we're here with Tim Buck 2.
Awkward.
Good night, folks.
And Chris the Joker. And Justin Shoes. He never gets tired of that.
Yeah, I love it. It puts a smile on my face every time.
All right, thanks for listening, boys and girls. And remember, we say stupid crap so you don't have to.
Love that.
All right, children. Get the fuck out.
I'm exhausted.
And take care of it.
No problem.
You fucking asshole.